Hello everyone, in today's video we will be doing some exercises based on what we talked about yesterday. We will be finding the areas of these 6 different shapes with the information that is given to us for the bases and the heights and all of that. So, in case you don't remember, I am going to write the formulas that we use to find the area for each shape. So here we have the triangles, here we have the parallelograms, and here we have the trapezoids. For the triangles, the area for the formula is that the area is equal to product of the base and the height divided by 2. So we take the base and the height and we divide by 2. For the parallelogram, we just multiply the base with the height. So A is equal to B multiplied by H. And for the trapezoid, remember this is the most difficult one, the area is equal to the sum of the two bases. And it doesn't matter which one we call base 1 and which one we call base 2, just as long as you remember that the bases are two sides of the trapezoid that are parallel. And this multiplied by the height and divided by 2. And we are going to write that, just like yesterday, we are going to write that a little better. We are going to make the fraction line here. Then we're going to put the 2 here. Like so. Okay, so we're going to start with the triangles. In triangle 1, we see that the base is 10 and the height is 7. So let's plug those numbers into this formula. Down here, and we're going to plug the numbers in right away. The base is 10, so where B I am going to put 10, and the height is 7, so where H I am going to put 7. So the area is going to be equal to 10 times 7, which makes 70, divided by 2. As such, the area is going to be equal to 70 divided by 2 makes 35. And that's my area. Next up, next triangle. We have a base of 40 and a height of 8. So let's plug those numbers in. Where B is 40, where H is 8. So 40 times 8 is going to give me 320 and divided by 2. As such, if I do 320 divided by 2, I'm going to get 160. So that's the area of this little triangle right here. Next up, you can see here that there's something different about this shape. It has this little line that's all broken up. And why is that? And you can see that here as well. The reason is because this line is not actually part of the shape. So if we just wanted to look at the shape without the height, without anything, what we would see is this. This is the parallelogram whose area we want to find. Okay? The reason that you see this is that in order to find the height from one of the points of the parallelogram, we need to make a perpendicular line to the other side. Basically what we want, the height basically, is the distance from one side to the other. And it doesn't really matter which point I start from. I could start from any of these points. I could even start from the middle of the parallelogram. You can see that all these lines that I'm making are the same. But if I wanted to measure the distance from this point to the other side, because this side doesn't reach here in order to make the perpendicular line, I need to project this line to see where it would go if it continued this way. Where would it go? And that's what this cut line with pieces that are missing is showing me. The same here. It's showing me where the line would go if it continued this way to show that, oh, so the height would be right here. This would be the height. And the same goes here. If this line continued this way, you see where it would go, and the height would make a perpendicular line right there. Right? So here we know that the height is 2 and the base is 12. So let's put those numbers in. Where B, I'm going to put in 12. Where H, I'm going to put in 2. So the area is going to be equal to 12 times 2, 24. That's a rather easy one. So for the next one, B is 30 and the height is 12. So where B is 30 and H is 12, so the area is going to be 30 times 12. And 30 times 12 makes 360. So that's the area of this parallelogram right here. Next up, we're going to take this one right here. Now, we know that B1 is 30, B2 is 20, and the height is also 20. So let's plug those numbers in. Where B1, 30, where B2, 20, and where H, 20. Okay, now let's move this a little bit because it's a little bit in the way. And then we'll copy it again, but we are going to do some of the calculations this time. So 30 plus 20, we start off from inside the parentheses, makes 50. And then we know that 50 times 20, let's actually copy the 2 in the fraction line as well. 50 times 20 makes 1,000. So the area is going to be 1,000 divided by 2. That means that the area is going to be 500 and 500. And the reason why I wrote it over here is simply because I don't have enough room. Then again, I could just move this a little further down. Make some room. I just don't want you to get confused. So there you go. This is the way it would have been perfectly written if we had enough room. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Again, the area of the first one was 500. Let's go on to the next one. Sorry about that. In the next one, we can see that B1 is 9 and B2 is 15. The fact that the trapezoid is upside down does not matter. It does not, as we said before, which side, the bigger one or the smaller one, which side we call B1 and which side we call B2, does not matter. So let's plug those numbers in. B1 is 9, B2 is 15, and H, the height, is 8. So where B1, 9, where B2, 15, where H, 8. Nine plus 15 is going to make 24. So now we're going to need to do 24 times 8. Okay, let's think about this. 24 times 8 is going to give me a 2, and then in front of the 2, we're going to get 19. So 192. So the result is 192 divided by 2, which means 192 divided by 2 makes 96. Yeah. So the area of this trapezoid is going to be 96. And that's how you find the area of each of these shapes. That's what you're going to have on your worksheets tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions that you need answered, just write them in the comments of the videos, or just ask Mr. Costas on your meeting, on your Zoom meeting on Thursday. So I will see you guys again on Friday when we do the self-correction video. Have a good day.